The American-led invasion was lasting in your country for 2 decades, and now they have left. What do you see as the reason that they were not able to achieve what they wanted to achieve in the beginning, that, you know, the moment they leave, things completely changed?
You know, they say they achieved what they wanted. It was the war against terror. And I saw President Biden's statements that they killed Osama bin Laden and Al-Qaeda is no more that active and what all the things. What we believe, these were some of the differences probably we had. We believe that the terror, the roots of the terror were not in Afghanistan. So at that point when they started this war on terror, the states should have gone beyond the borders of Afghanistan. It's difficult to evaluate it on one side. There were good things that happened, there was development that happened, education happened, there was new systems created. But yes, there were things that could have been different. And I think during these 20 years also the objectives changed so many times. I heard even President Biden once mentioned that they could not do nation building in Afghanistan. I don't think he was supposed to, or anyone was supposed to do nation building. We are a nation. Yes, we're a nation of different ethnicities. So the focus should never have been on nation building. It is a nation. I think there were things that could have been done differently.
Why is the government of Afghanistan, or this political structure in Afghanistan, so volatile? If you talk about you're already a nation, you know, the other people shouldn't do the nation building for you, but how come the system was not able to deliver more or achieve better peace, you know, for the people, so that the Taliban wouldn't have the opportunity to gain ground?
Yes, there were issues with the government that they could not deliver, but the real thing is not only Afghanistan. As I said, this entire issue had its roots in other things in the region, in the regional politics, and the regional rivalries, and the international rivalries. We were one part of it, and many other countries that they had their rivalries, they were fighting that on our grounds. It was very difficult to respond to all that the roots were somewhere else and then responded on our grounds. Internally, we also had our issues. The corruption was one big issue at that time government had. Probably this especially in the last years, the policy objectives, the way we were going forward with the international community and the government was not as coherent as it should have been. So there are so many reasons, I believe, that could have been changed. To even include Taliban from the very beginning inside the government and had a different setup, which I don't think matters anymore. Now we're in a different situation and we have to focus on what we can do from there onwards.
Do you think there is an opportunity, at least right now, moving ahead? The Taliban is, you know, not just part of the process, but, you know, dominating the process, and different players in the region understand the importance of letting Afghanistan run its own country according to its own tradition instead of trying to impose anything onto Afghanistan?
I think there is opportunity. Things probably didn't happen the way we were all expecting it, but in everything there is a positive side of that. I think, as I said, the option Taliban has is that they bring everyone on board with them in the government. We also have, I agree with you, there are very traditional ways of our own governance that we used to have it for centuries. We could use them and then we could continue, and they are well established in our society and well accepted. This Loya Jirga, we call it, or Grand Council, is one of those things that we do things consultatively or together. On the other hand, one of the other things with Taliban is that they really understand, with all these 20 years they have been in the rural area, so they really understand the mentality there, which is a positive point. Probably they just have to understand a bit more the cities and the thinking in the cities. And as long as they hear that, incorporate that into their policies, I'm very hopeful about it. At this point, I know my people are desperate. There is a lot of fear on the ground, a disappointment as well. But I'm personally hopeful. I think we will go through this as a nation. We have been here for ages, and hopefully this time too we will go through this.